Hello, everybody. And you know what? I didn't know if I actually wanted to review this show, but hey, why not? Since there was a lot going on. Night of Champions, folks, or Blood Money, as a lot of you would say. Saudi Arabia, and obviously, this is a pretty big card going into today's show. So let's definitely get right into it. Six matches right here. Obviously, the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring tournament have been going on for the past several weeks, from Fatal Four Ways to one-on-one matches. Let's start it off tonight, hot, okay? So it's Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton in the finals for the King of the Ring tournament. After very long entrances of everybody singing both guys' theme songs, I did enjoy this match, and it was really good. I know commentary kept trying to play up that Orton was showing restraint and everything. Some are believing that Cody Rhodes may be going heel because he did kind of say recently that we're kind of near the end of his face run and stuff. So Orton, which he did kind of backfired his plan on himself throughout the match, but he kind of like he cheated like grabbing the chair, but the referee had took it away from him. Orton used the distraction to remove the turnbuckle pad then, which Cody ended up knocking because like Orton kept trying to hit Cody's head into the turnbuckle, but Cody was able to get out of RKO and push Orton into the exposed turnbuckle, hit him in the rib there, which ended up going with a crossroads for the win. Cody Rhodes winning this whole thing. I'm not too surprised by this. I figured he was gonna get the win, given he'll go back for the WWE title at SummerSlam and whatnot. So Orton, I guess, had an out right here, even though he played himself by trying to cheat. So maybe he's the one probably turning heel soon, since he blatantly tried to and it backfired on him. But Cody had gotten the mic after talking to Byron Saxton, basically saying that he says he's gonna face Punk or John Cena at SummerSlam, and he says he's gonna get the ball back in. The ball's coming back to him, so he will do it by SummerSlam. Right after that, we had Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. I didn't really care for much of this match, given I know it was kind of last second, and I already knew who was really gonna win. I will say this about both women out here. I figured that Ripley was gonna win this either way, and they tried to make Raquel look strong out here to some extent. Using like what was a kendo stick, I think, in this match. And kept hitting Ripley with one. I know Ripley ended up taking like some metal thing off her belt and whatnot, and start beating up Raquel with it several times. She even hit a riptide going for the pin, even and whatnot, but it did not work. Raquel ended up powerbombing Ripley into like the timekeepers area, which it looked like they were trying to set up an announce table, which it wasn't an announce table there, but it's like they put the cover of the announce table on like the like where the like right by the timekeepers area, just so they can make it look like a table spot and whatnot, which was kind of weird. And Raquel's able to like put a table inside the ring then, and with a chair, put it into the corner and whatnot. Ripley fought her off then, slam her into the steel steps and whatnot. And after, hitting like her, what was like the prism lock and whatnot onto, the prism lock onto Raquel and whatnot. Next thing you know, Roxanne Perez ended up getting in the ring then, which wasn't really much help right here. Like, yeah, she was able to, break the fall with Ripley. And I know Roxanne tried to do like some, I don't know, it was like a tornado DDT, but Ripley basically just ended up suplexing her onto the floor, then put a trash can over her head and then kicked it. So she wasn't much help right here. Next thing you know, I know Ripley and Raquel are on top of the table then, which you can see the referee holding on to the table. And Ripley hit like a big riptide from the top rope off the table onto the mat, which Ripley won. So no much surprise here of Ripley winning this match. So I think anybody saw that coming a mile away. I don't know who really thought that was going to be anything different. So we knew that was coming. Right after that, Sami Zayn went against Karrion Kross. I will say this when it comes to this whole feud, which I haven't minded, and I know Kross has been getting reactions. I don't know what that story about him not taking bumps, though, all of a sudden is kind of weird, especially when he has this big match finally on a pay-per-view, or just a match in general happening. It was a solid match and all. I don't know if this is really going to do much for Kross later on. I think Kross was probably going to win right here, given how people love Sammy and Saudi and whatnot, given his Syrian descent and all that. I kind of thought it was going to go the other way around, but they gave Sami the win because Cross basically kept taunting Sami, saying, like, say Sami Zayn's a liar and Cross tells the truth and whatnot. But, Cross kept going back and forth to the turnbuckle, running clothesline at him, and he was going to go for another one, but Sami ended up hitting the haluva, kicked in, and getting the win. So, will this feud continue? I don't know. Is it going to turn Sami Zayn heel? Maybe. I'm not really sure because they've been playing that up for a while. Cross trying to get him to turn to the dark side and whatnot. So we'll see what happens with this. Jacob Fatu went against Solo Sikoa for the U.S. title. It could have been a no DQ match, really, with all the run-ins and stuff happening and distractions. Because obviously you had Jeff Cobb out there. I got bigger Fatu was just going to win this in general, but Tonga Loa ended up showing up then, crotching Fatu into the ropes then because he was going to go for the moonsault. Tonga Loa hit like a magic killer off the top rope then. He was gonna, like, Solo tried to take advantage and go for like the spike then, but it didn't work. Jacob ended up hitting like a big dive onto Cobb and Tonga Loa then, and even hit like a big Samoan drop onto Solo then. But next thing you know, when he went for the moonsault again and got the big double jump thing going on, ref got distracted. Hikuleo made his debut, or I guess he made his recent debut on Main Event, but Hikuleo showed up, which I don't know if they called him Hikuleo. He may have a new WWE name, but he showed up and he chokeslammed Jacob Fatu through the announce table then and threw him back in the ring with Solo at the Samoan spike and won. No Tama Tonga, but yeah, Hikuleo and Hikuleo making his debut and Tonga Loa returning. I guess they got to get Jacob his army back because all he really had was not Jacob's army, Solo's army back because Solo had nobody but Jeff Cobb going, and that wasn't really much help going on right now. So I do feel like now it's going to be Jimmy and Jacob and maybe Roman or Jay or whoever's going to fight this Bloodline Civil War thing again. So I feel like that's going to come into play because now Solo has some people on his side. Hell, it's Solo's first title on the main roster. Rikishi should be very happy right now, but we're not really going to hear about that online, are we? So take a minute to think about that. But yeah, a lot of run-ins and distractions. Obviously, it could have been a no DQ match, but yeah, Solo beating Jacob for the U.S. Championship. Asuka went against Jade Cargill in the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. The crowd was pretty flat through this, and I'll be honest, the match was okay. Just like the match that happened on Raw with Roxanne and everything. It's like Asuka had to carry it just like Roxanne did. I know Cargill's still green out there, but the match was what it was. The fans were not feeling Jade, I will say that, but then again, I know a lot of people are going to say, when it comes to black women or anybody black, they're not really going to feel them in general in Saudi Arabia. But the match was what it was. Jade ended up hitting the Jaded for the win. It's not much I could say, but this match just, I don't know, crowd just wasn't really into it, and they really weren't with Jade in general, so, but it's like you knew she was going to win this whole thing anyways. It is kind of, questionable of who won right here, because in a way, did I think Asuka was going to win? I was like, maybe Asuka just got back and everything to enter this whole tournament. I probably think she would win the whole thing, but you knew they were going to go with Jade. I think it's interesting that two SmackDown people end up getting the finals of both King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. So nobody from Raw got any. So take a minute to think about that since it's two SmackDown people. But like I said, the match was what it was. It didn't even really go that long anyway. So I'm assuming Jade is going to go after Tiffany for the title. And then, of course, Naomi will cash in at SummerSlam. So that's what I think is going to happen. In the main event, we did get John Cena versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship. Let me say this when it comes to the whole CM Punk Saudi Arabia thing. Listen, we know about Punk's comments. We've already been questioning for several weeks now if Punk was really even going to go to Saudi Arabia. We know what he said in the past about them, and I know a lot of people are going to say he's basically a hypocrite or just was too self-righteous, and now you just, you turn for the checks, like he said when he came back to this company. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. And, I've seen the clips online about him dodging the kid. I think it was at the airport. But then again, him and Orton were probably just getting off the plane anyways. But I saw people going on about that, how he just kind of just pushed the kid out the way. And then I saw the clip of him having to apologize to all the people in Saudi and the Miz again, which when you really think about it, and I had a discussion with my friend Shaggy, it's true. Like, he already apologized to Miz. We already know that. He did that a while ago. What does he need to apologize to these people? Like, does he? Like, hey, listen, they remember the comments. Like, it's not like they don't remember. We know what he said about Saudi. It's not like he lied or anything about it. But now it's like, hey, money talks. Money talks, folks. And I know people are gonna say, oh, well, Cena hasn't been in Saudi. Listen, Cena came the first time when they went to Saudi, but Cena has been more the company guy all the time. Punk was never a company guy, okay? He was the opposite of Cena being the company guy. It's just Cena had to be, worry about his movie career, not, get caught up into this whole Saudi thing with all the controversy that was going on with them, okay? So, in Punk's case, it's like either, it's two things here. Either one thing, he changed his mind and maybe he just learned and he's really sorry for all the comments he made. Or B, a check is a check. He saw the money. He saw how much it was, and he got his money. I do think it's funny that it's mostly AEW fans that are mad about this. Because a lot of people got to bring up the whole, oh, well, look what happened with AEW and everything. See, that's a whole different story. And some would say that's more justifiable, given who started this whole thing first when it comes to AEW with Punk versus the Elite. Mostly, the Bucks, Hangman, I guess Colt Cabana also. But in this case with the Saudi thing, it's like, I didn't even think he was really going to do it. Because I was like, he really going to do this? And listen, I didn't mind seeing this match again. I just wish this match should have been at SummerSlam. I would have liked it better if it was there. I will say this about the match. I didn't think it was bad. I'm actually surprised it wasn't a damn finisher fest and whatnot. It was actually a full-on fledged match. I think it was actually really good. Obviously, the crowd was going to be in both guys. And, going to the build of this feud with the whole, the reverse pipe bomb or now the reverse basic Thugonomics or Punkonomics. If you saw SmackDown yesterday with Punk rapping out there and stuff. I like some of the segments going into this. Like I said, I liked it would have been better going to SummerSlam. Like I said, later on, it did kind of turn to the finisher fest to some extent, with a lot of FUs and GTSs. And I did like the whole thing from the top rope. Cena was going to go for the FU off the top rope. And then, Punk got out of it. And then how do you do it? Like, they rolled over and then Punk hit him like another FU. I think it was like for the third time then. And Cena even went to go get the WWE title. Was going to hit him, but he didn't do it. Punk ended up hitting him with a big GTS then. Both guys got back up striking. Cena went for his 5 moves of doom again, but he ended up hitting the referee, shoulder blocking him then after that. Next thing you know, Punk hit a GTS, and Punk was looking for the referee. Seth Rollins' music hit with B&B security coming out there with him. And took his time, slowly headed to the ring. Taking off his jacket, going to cash in. He sent in Breaker and Bronson Reed to go after CM Punk then, which Punk fought them off, but he kind of overshot diving on top of them then, which looked a very weird fall then. And even a weirder kind of bump, like Breaker and Reed put Punk through a table, but it looked like they didn't even hit the table. Like the table collapsed, but it just looked really bad going on too. But Seth had gotten in the ring. He was getting ready, to cash in, looking for the referee. Well, another referee came out. Cena knocked the ref down in and went to argue with Rollins then and stuff, saying this is my time and everything. And then Rollins tried to take out Cena, but Cena ended up hitting him with an FU then, taking him out. Reed and Breaker attack. Pentagon made his entrance then, going after Breaker, but I think breaking in a spear then onto, or a suplex onto him. Sami Zayn came out then for the sake fighting off Breaker, and then Pentagon jumped off the stage onto both of them then. Reed was going to go for a tsunami, but Punk pushed him off the top rope. Cena hit a FU on Bronson Reed after that. And then him and Cena and Punk basically, had a stare down then and was going to shake hands and do the hug thing. But Cena, just like Cody, hugged him and doing that stone-faced look. And looked like he was going to kick him in the nuts then, but Punk dodged it and went for another GTS then after that. But Cena got out the way, slipped out of there. Rollins hit Punk with the briefcase, hit him with the curb stomp. Cena threw Rollins out of the ring then, and then hit the 1, 2, 3, and Cena still retained the WWE Championship. So Crazy finish, I will say that, which I figured. I saw people thinking Roman Reigns was going to return on this show. I never really thought that. I didn't. I didn't really expect Pentagon or, well, maybe Pentagon since he's still feuding with them and Sami Zayn to some levels of extent. But I never saw Roman Reigns returning on this show today. I give Roman Reigns until SummerSlam. Hell, he's going to be a Kuma in Street Fighter now, folks. But I never thought Roman Reigns was going to return right here. I would say he'll be back by SummerSlam. That's the most I'll give him until SummerSlam. But, like I said, Cena retained and everything. Obviously, Punk has an out because Seth was still involved and they're still feuding anyway. So, you knew that was going to happen. So, obviously, it's going to be Cena and Cody again at SummerSlam in the next pay-per-view. So, we'll see where that goes. But, just looking at this whole thing, this whole show, very predictable, if you ask me. I think we all knew it was going to happen. You knew it would be some crazy finish with Cena and Punk, but you knew Cena was going to win. I was a little surprised to see Solo win the U.S. title, but I guess given Hikuleo Hikuleo made his debut and Tonga Loa return, I guess, hey, they did everything to take out Jacob to get the title. Jade, I'm not surprised that she won Queen of the Ring, same with Cody Rhodes, so you knew they were going to win it. Ripley and Raquel, I really didn't care for. Like, they did what they could out there, but it's like, come on, man, you knew Ripley was going to win anyways. Sami Zayn and Cross, which, like I said, was solid. It wasn't bad. Me, I've been off the Cross train a while ago, and, I give credit. He has done what he has been able to do to get himself over and whatnot. We hear the reactions when he's on backstage segments, even though it's the only thing he really is on his backstage segments. I was like, can we see him in front of a live crowd and see how the reactions go? But we still get the reactions off of segments too. But I'm still kind of like up and down on it, so we'll see where it goes with Sami Zayn, given he's, like I said, I call him Sean O'Cross. It's like Sean O'Hare. He's the devil's advocate out there, basically. So we'll see if anything happens next with that. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to come review this show just because, honestly. I'm like, you know what? It's a lot going on here, so why not talk about it, okay? I know I haven't really... Well, damn, the last review I did was, Money in the Bank? But hey, that was like, a few weeks ago now at this point. So yeah, Night of Champions. I might as well come on and talk about it. So yeah. But other than that, that's all I got to say about, Blood Money, whatever number we're on at this point, Night of Champions. So yeah. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, HoodandKnight890. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all then, and peace out.